Thank you. In other news, Spokane police have suspended the investigation into the death of Spokane VA Dr. John Marshall. Marshall first disappeared while on a morning run in January.
His body was found in the Spokane River the next day. Marshall's wife isn't satisfied with the police investigation, so she hired a private investigator to examine the case. Lindsay Nadrich spoke with that man today and has more now on what he's saying.
I put in a records request for the John Marshall case file and was told last week it'll take approximately 100 days for that information to be released. So that's not until about early August. Private investigator Ted Pulver told me he's disappointed in the delay of getting even basic crime scene information from the police department. He recently met with a hydrologist to find out what the conditions of the Spokane River were the morning Marshall's body was found, to find out how he could have ended up in the water. You met with the hydrologist for a vista. What did they tell you about the river?
Well, they said that they've never seen a body that ended up at that location where Dr. Marshall was found. And especially in the condition that Dr. Marshall's body was essentially untouched by any obstacles on the river. On the outside of the body, there's really no significant damage to the clothing at all. There was no water that lifted his body up onto that shallow area.
Because there wasn't a strong enough current to pull his body where it was found.
That was the understanding that we had when I met with the Vista's hydrologist.
So if the water was too low to push him up there, are there any theories as to how he ended up there?
Avista we brainstormed it for quite some time. They just cannot come with any possible scenario that justified his body being located where it was found. His shoes were on, his socks were on, his iPod's in his pocket. When you travel a river, especially over the rapids that are very close to where the body was found.
Private investigator Ted Pulver says they're still looking into all possibilities for how Marshall's body ended up on the bank of the Spokane River. But after talking to the hydrologist, he says there's no way Marshall's body was carried through the rapids.
You lose everything out of your pockets. In fact, you're lucky if you're wearing clothes by the time you get through those rapids, and the bodies are usually damaged. That didn't happen in this case.
Pulver says he discovered a path that you can walk down that leads to where Marshall's body was found, but that raises even more questions we don't yet have the answers to. Pulver says he's also looking into about 10 other deaths that have happened on the Centennial Trail over the past few years to see if there are any connections. Reporting from downtown, I'm Lindsay Nadrich, KREM 2 News.
Western